So how can you add the emotions like when you have not experienced?
Very beautiful question. Now that's a very smart question. If you're making up a story, how do you get yourself in a reaction that, well, as I always say, fake it till you make it. And the reason I didn't use my speech, she was right, because I didn't fake it good enough that it was actually believable. If I actually invested more, maybe I can make it believable. So yes, practice, practice, and practice. Give your speech and ask your audience, was the story believable? Can you believe that this happened? If they said, yeah, it's still made up, then maybe you should act it more. Yes, sir. Good evening. Speak louder, please.
Yeah, I'm very new to Toastmasters.
Yes.
My question is on introduction. My question is on introduction. As far as how many speeches I have listened, people generally start with fellow Toastmasters, good evening, how are you? But what I have seen in your speech was you directly went to the point.
Yes.
I want to ask you, in the championship, is it a norm or something like a way how to do your introduction, or you directly go to the point without introducing yourself or without welcoming the guest or something?
It's really funny because before you go into the finals, the contest chair has to sit with all of us, all the contestants. And he asked all of us this question: when will you address me? How far? Is it 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds? Why? Because, and I don't know if you actually can see this, when they ended, like in the finals, when the contest chair announced, for example, contestant number 10, Mohammed Qahtani, the power of words. He shakes your hands, and there's a chair, but you don't see the chair because it's, at the end of the stage. And there's a chair where the contest chair actually will actually sit. And he will stand until you address him. Now, you can start your speech by saying, Mr. Contest Chair. As soon as you say Mr. Contest Chair, he will actually sit. But that's the question he asked us before he went, when will you address me? Which means, yes, you are supposed to start your speech with an intro and then you address me. So yeah, I said, what? And then I start to do all the thing about smoking, and then I said, Mr. Contest Chair. So we back to the presentation I gave, the hook. You cannot hook your audience by saying Mr. Contest Chair. You need to hook them with something even, because Mr. Contest Chair is something everybody will do. So you need something else. I hope that answers your question. Yes.
One last, sir.
Yes.
Which word champion has impressed you most and sort of, influenced your style?
Okay. What I was, the guy that I was impressed with the most was like Jim Key, and I had the honor of meeting him in Vegas. But I do not copy anybody, and I don't want anybody of you to copy anybody. Be your own, and have your own style. Yes, you might ask champions, and like you can actually, actually ask me for advice. But at the end, do not copy anybody else. What's the use if you're gonna stand up there and win, and people say, you're exactly like Mohammed Qahtani? It means you have no originality. Be yourself. Yes, young lady in the front.
In every speech, we try to give a message to the audience. Believe in yourself, or some kind of message. It's type of being selfish because, we don't implement that message mostly on ourselves. We just say to the audience, and very rarely we implement. So basically, I'm trying to say that what type of topic, what type of topic shall we choose, which is quite implemental on ourselves, because message is the main theme of every topic which you say. But I don't get it because we are trying to be selfish. So choosing a topic is quite.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you, what have you done that you're really proud of? And how you, and I'm like how do you do it? I have a famous workshop which I do, which is achieving the impossible. Now, why is that topic very important to me? Because when I was born, I did not speak until the age of 6, and then I started so hard, and yet I'm the world champion. Which, if you ask anybody, that is the definition of impossible. And yet I was able to achieve the impossible. And I want everybody who just listened to me to think, wow, if he can do it, then maybe that dream that you had ever since you were a child and you gave up on because you thought it was impossible, maybe it's not impossible anymore. I had this guy who walked up to me and said, you know what, Mohammed, you inspired me so much that I think that there is a chance I'll win the championship. I never thought there was a chance before. I said, why? He said, well, I mean, I don't know, until you won. Why does one of us has to win in order to open the door to like everybody? Why has there been a guy like Mohammed Qahtani to win a championship to make you think that your dream is achievable? Your dream has been achievable for years. You just never thought about it. But maybe my story could be an example. And that's what I try to use. So to answer your question, yes, you want to preach something that you truly believe in. Look inside you and search what's your passion and what's the thing that you strongly believe in and you do practice. Because as I said before, do not preach what you don't practice. What is the thing that you're really passionate about and you do and you think it works and you believe it works? That's the thing that you talk about.
Last question, please.
Yes. We had 3. Answer is like question, everybody.
Since
Yes.
I have the mic, I think
Yeah, there you
ask
go.
that.
Dictator.
In a competition, the time that you have available, you must make the most use of it.
Yes.
How do you cater for audience reaction? Because when the audience is reacting, you can't be speaking. So how do you accommodate the audience reaction in the sense of timing or the length of the speech that you give?
All right. That's a very good story, and I'm really bad at times. I mean, I got disqualified 2 or 3 times before. And I remember before the contest, only half an hour before the contest, I had a chance to sit with Randy Harvey, who is a world champion. And I was asking him advice about my speech, and he said, can you recite your speech to me? So I did. He timed it. And it ended up at 7 minutes and 5 seconds, which is okay. I'm still qualified. He said, you know, you will be disqualified. And I said, why? He said, you had 3 or 4 humorous lines in your speech. And with an audience of 3,000, the laughs will take a very long time. So I said, so what do you advise at time I should look at? He said, do not exceed 6 minutes. Yes, exactly. And then yeah, sure. Of course, yeah. So yes, he said, do not exceed 6 minutes. 6 minutes is safe. If he had some humorous lines and people will laugh at it, at least it will extend to 7 minutes. So I took some chunks out of my speech until I made it at 6 minutes. In the finals, I was timed at 7 minutes and 21 seconds. So the laughs itself took 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. A big round of applause.
Thank you.
for
Thank you all.
the champions. Thank you, sir. Can we have a icat SCOM over here, please? We want to